Good afternoon. So, I imagine right now you are saying, how dare you? How dare you say something bad about Springbank on the internet? And I do understand, because I know that you remember the first day of sophomore year in high school when it was lunch period and you leaned down to pick something up and split the back of your pants wide open. And you ran off to the restroom crying, wondering what you were going to do. And then who would come in but Springbank and say, "Hey man, I saw you come in here. Is anything going on?" You said, "Oh, it's okay, Springbank. I'll be just fine." And eventually you let him in on what was going on. He was like, "No problem, I got this." And he ran out to his locker and he got his spare sweatpants, brought them over. They were a little big for you, but you made them work for the day. And you said, "Oh, thank you, Springbank. I'll never forget this." And he said, "Hey, man, we got to look out for each other. It's a tough world out there." And you were best buds ever since. In fact, right now, you're probably texting your buddy Springbank. "Oh, geez, there's this idiot on YouTube saying mean things." And you're gonna text him, and you're gonna wait for him to reply. And you're gonna wait. And you're gonna wait. Because he's a busy guy, right? He's gone into finance. He started going to the gym. He has like a super hot girlfriend who's also really nice and really smart. So you understand he doesn't have a whole lot of time for you anymore. But still, you just wish, you find yourself complaining a lot of the time. You just wish Springbank would find the time, more time to spend with you, right? Here's the thing. Think about the last few times you have had a chance to hang out with Springbank. When is the last time you have had anything interesting to say? Springbank's always got something interesting to say. Do you know he just bought himself a new M5? He did. How about yourself? You just hung out with Ardbeg again? That's exciting. Oh, Springbank, have you heard about this new distillery called Kilkerran? It's the coolest. In all honesty, let's drop the metaphor for a moment. So, I know you don't like me. And you have good reason to. Like, what I do for a living is I roll into your town, your area, and me and my boys, we buy up every bottle of local barley we can. We buy it for $160, $180, and so we can, right away just flip it on auction for $500, $600 plus, or we put it into my investment firm because it's a real asset-based firm, and I need real assets to underlie it. So fair enough if you don't like me. I don't really care. My takeaway is if you're not willing to go out there and build the network and put in the hard work to fight me for it, you didn't really want it anyways. But here you are just complaining on the internet because you can't get Springbank. It's sad. It's beneath you. So yeah, let me take a few minutes out of my busy schedule to do you a solid. Do you a favor. You think it's Springbank that's the problem. It's not. It's not even the importer, although Pacific Edge, I hate those guys. $100 for a 10-year-old whiskey. Do you have any idea how much that cuts into my margins? It's not even people like me. It's you. You want to know why the market for this stuff is so silly? It's people like you. You like to think of yourself as some kind of whiskey nerd. Are you really? Or did you just watch a couple of YouTube videos, look up some top 10 distillery lists on Reddit? You probably know maybe about a dozen Scotch distilleries. You probably actually bought bottles from half of those. You just like to think of yourself as maybe knowing a thing or two. And man, so when you can't get one of those that you like and you just want to go complain on the internet, it's beneath you. It's beneath everyone. So let me just give you a little push to to be honest with yourself. If you're not going to fight me for this stuff, go find something else. Go find something with a similar profile. Look, I did 10 minutes worth of research before I made this video, and even I can throw you a few things you might be willing to try. In the land of malts, there's quite a few things worth looking at. In fact, this channel, which normally I am loath to take seriously at all, has done an entire series on Springbank substitutes. There is Kyaru and Glen Scotia, although those have the same problems that Springbank currently has, many of them at least. Highland Park on occasion. But the one, if you wanted to know one in particular, Ben Romack. Is it a farm to glass distillery in the same way that Springbank is? No, it isn't. But it's a very small, interesting, experimental sort of distillery that's relatively independently owned. And oh, by the way, you can buy it without having to deal with me. But hey, there's no need to stop there. You could also, what you were looking for is an earthy spirit with a great deal of complexity, with second and third tier flavor profiles, whatever that means. You don't even need to stick to Scotch whiskey. Might I point you towards aged Claren? This is the Casimir something. I don't know exactly what this is. But if you didn't want to turn straight away to Jamaican rums, which are more fruity and funky than they are earthy, this is what I would recommend. The younger versions of the aged Clarens, from my research, have been a bit too simple, but now that they are beginning to reach 3 and 4 years old, they're gaining quite a bit of complexity and are well worth your time. You could also look into agave-based spirits, such as this recently reviewed Darumba's Michoacan, which apparently is also very earthy and very complex and balanced. I am told by the gentleman who normally runs this channel that you should be looking out for something called Kinmen Kowlang Premium, which is, I think, one of the newer Japanese whiskey distilleries. I'm not really sure. But that was his first pick. You may also consider some Armagnac that has been aging in a particularly damp cellar, an earthier style Armagnac, or perhaps Borderies Cognac. Or you may even consider something like a Pomace brandy, for example, this excellent grappa from Barolo. And in any case, just please stop whining on the internet. It's just sad. It's a waste of everyone's time. I don't particularly care about you, but it's not something I need in my day. Well, that about exhausts the time I have. Yeah, so I need to be going. I'm going to be making several hundreds of thousands of dollars flipping Macallans, which might be fake, but we've accounted the risk for failure into the price when we've repackaged them. So it should be fine. Thank you for watching, I suppose, and get a life.